All right, there we go. YouTube's up, TikTok's up. All right, let's go ahead and get started, guys. So, man, I love empty space, and I love the rules that we trade by. Yesterday, we went up, hit that floor, and immediately fell back down. I know some of you guys were able to actually trade that down. But if you grab the bounce or any sort of swing to the upside, considering the fact that on the 24-hour we did gain, we did close pretty close to that floor, rather than retreating far away from it like we had. And this morning, you'll never guess what we're touching. The first green candle to our left. So this is about the yeah, first 24-hour green candle to your left is exactly what you touch. It's the best targeting system is higher time frame candles, man. Best. Now, this of course puts us on top of the floor, and all of a sudden we are submerged in that old range, right? So everything that we do from here on out, if it's not taking profit, is going to be on a lower time frame. Of course, there is a gap down below, so if we end up losing or failing something here this morning, like grabbing hold of a floor, we could look for some sort of a reversal trade. I think that the best place to navigate the cues today is going to be the hourly and 30-minute. And that clears everything up pretty well, where we see we obviously need a 622 break, where we have the remainder 624 directly up above us. So, Potter, do I have a Discord? I do have a Discord. Luch Tay. Yo, what's up, dude? What's up, man? Let me get one of them robes that you be wearing, dude. I'm a robe connoisseur. I saw that robe he was wearing the other day. I need that thing. All right. So real quick, um, yeah, so swing trade, if you did swing, looking to take profit, obviously on anything remotely close to the 620s. We also have the floor here for a retest. So between now and we got a lot of time for the bell, maybe a retest here would allow for us to fill up the remainder of that empty space up to 624. Now, again, if this area or this floor is lost, 620.11, it's the open and gap fill that we would be targeting to the downside. So no need for over analysis at the moment. We'll see where we open up at. I need to get into option futures is my baby though. Man, you could do both too. The Versace robe. Oh yeah, I bet it is. I got a Keith Haring robe that I've been rocking for years, but I've been adding to the collection. Options, but there's a lot of people in my group who trade options and futures using this. So yeah, they're sweet, dude. They're sweet. We had a God, the gains page was crazy. Um, it's crazy how you can maximize gains. Obviously that 1200% trade right there, but we had a 700%, we had a 530% trade. It's pretty cool. I love options. I have no idea what it just join the Discord. Do you ever post your trades? I mean, we talk about them. I am adamant. This is, not a signal chat. I know some people might tell you differently because I do discuss what I want to trade or what I like. But the goal for my Discord is to create independent traders, which we have done. Yeah, oh yeah, we talk about the whole group. Actually, last night, I took a little screenshot. Did I leave? No, I didn't. Um, I thought I forgot how to spell consistency this morning. I was like, yeah, did I spell that right? But last night the group without me, I was gonna join, but I want to fuck up the vibes. But they were all charting, studying together. Yeah, there it is. It's the dopest thing, man. Yeah, this was last night. I actually a lot more people joined later on, so it was cool to see all of you guys working together. All right, man. Yeah, it is. All right, so Q's good. IWM, I know some of you folks swung this one, talked about how it was more than likely going to gap up after yesterday's candle close. It did. It hit right underneath 270. So again, I don't trade all-time highs. Don't concern myself with them. So if you do decide to trade these at some point, you can look into a gap fill. Doesn't have to happen, but that would be underneath 268.60, and there is empty space for a retest of 267. That's the only real play I see is a potential short, but of course you're going to have to move down into a lower time frame and measure that out. So I don't really like IWM today. The empty space is lacking, and it's all obviously in all-time highs. All right, last one, SPY, which had a pretty wild day too. This one did gap up, and I told you guys yesterday that this was one of the ones that had the most empty space left. So if you swung SPY, you still have a potential 691.29 target to the upside. This morning, we're really not hitting anything extremely significant other than the 50% mark of the gap itself, or of the between the floor and the gap. So this morning for a punch back, and I'm not sure if we're going to go and gap fill first since we're still inside of that range. You'll notice that we're retesting off of that yesterday's high. So yesterday's high lost, you'll get your open and a gap fill. If that happens fast, we could be looking at a little channel reversal, right? It would look something like this, lower time frame control. So hopefully if we see a pop up and a run, the first target will be the first green candle to your left at 690.70. No, my Discord's not free, Reborn. My education, all of these live streams, pre-market prep, that's all free. But if you want to be a part of the Discord, which I tell people, if you're just now watching me, Reborn, I don't want you to join immediately. I want you to make sure that this is the right fit for you, and this is obviously a strategy that you're starting to comprehend. So, but please, feel free to continue to watch these streams. Ask me as many questions as you need to. I want people feeling good about the decision that they make. There's a lot of people who join my Discord and they're like, hold on a second. You know what I mean? Like they're like, wait, I thought there were signals. So I try to, reassure. If you learn my system, you're getting signals, right? But you still have to be the one who makes the decision on them. And that's my goal.
Language?
Yeah, you want to speak the same language as us.
The signal's all in the language.
Yeah, I guess it's literally just a language barrier that separates you from signals, I guess, if you will. But all right, so S&P and Qs are the preferred potential swing into the upside or push up into the upside. So far, so good. As we get closer to the bell, we'll kind of map out a little bit further. But 689.50 for SPY, hopefully to get back up and rip. So level on SPY. Retest or short level is 688.50 this morning. You have a first target because you have to consider the open. I personally wouldn't aim for anything other than the gap. You'll actually notice that it does have that curve kind of encoded in here. Exploding tree warning in Wisconsin. All right, I'll take that. I'll take that bait. I need to see this, dude. The fuck? Bruh. It's rumors, dude. All right, that's Fox 9, dude. We'll read that later. That's crazy. That felt like bait. All right. Anyway, SIP it does depend by contract or by setup. So, all right. Yeah. All right. So all three ETFs, guys, looking pretty good for continuation to the upside, whether you're looking to take a trade or you've swung. So, all right, now let's turn our attention to a couple of other trades. I took Meta. Oh, I took Meta. I took Meta. I took Mark Zuckerberg by the hand, and I showed him that there's a different way. He then divorced his wife and sold his house and gave up Meta for altruistic causes. No, just kidding. But anyway, empty space is up above us. We are getting pretty fucking close to my target of 630 here. And like AMD, I see more. Not see more. I see more. There's a gap at 630.87. Dude, I'm gassed the fuck up right now. Peyton, get me some new shoes. Fuck. There goes another pair.
Get him some Birkenstocks.
Nah, I need some slides, dude. That's the only thing that'll do. I need freedom. But there is more empty space. Stop stealing my clothes. Look what I did. I swung Mark Zuckerberg. If it what's up, sweetie? Off camera. No camera. Just it. I love you. You have a great day at school, okay? Your hands are on camera? Oh my gosh. Now I owe your hands royalties. Bye, baby. Bye. Fuck it. Anybody else's wife just mean mug them? Close the door slowly. Creep me out. All right, so yesterday again, I said I was swinging this, looking for the gap fill. I see more, so I want 633.88 for any sort of runners. How am I going to hold that without being scared that it's going to reverse in my face? By setting up a trade plan by what's underneath me and what is above me, right? So I have two lines here to work with. I've got one at 631, right? And I've got one here at 627.23. So if we pull back, now let's translate that to the 30-minute, to the 15-minute. This motherfucker ain't stopping. Oh shit, I'm in the money. I am deep in the money. I had 620s and I have 620s and 630s. Am I a full-time trader? I try not to be, brother. I try not to be. That is not the goal. I don't want to be a full-time trader. Ugh. Am I a trader? Hell yeah. Am I a full-time trader? As little as possible, my boy. I'm trying to rob. Get up, get the bag, get up out of here. All right. No, that's constantly. That's not consistently. There's a difference. All right. If you have anything you want me to take a look at, please drop your request right now. Who's playing Pokemon right now? AB Style playing Poke MMO. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Get off that right now. I want to look at a KMX. Yeah, KMX yesterday looked pretty good, but it is gonna might go sideways again here today. Watch for a retest of 47.30. So, all right, Starbucks into earnings, and I know some of you guys in the Discord are taking this one. Nice job, right? You're getting very close to that first overhead target going into earnings, and yes, there is so much empty space into this. This is one of those scenarios where if you took it already and you're green, shit, you could roll a piece of those profits into that and still make a bag. 103 is still the overhead target, especially going into earnings. And a lot of the times you'll actually rip or you'll move into earnings, making that earnings move beforehand. So, yeah, we await the 97.50 touch. Yes. Well, sorry if I'm missing any comments. Just can you help mentor me, Big Mike? You don't need mentoring, brother. You just need something. You just need consistency. I'm here every day. For anybody in here who feels that way. I mean, I know like there might be something that you want to discuss with me, and you don't want other people like knowing. That's fair point. But nine out of 10 of your questions, I'll answer them here. Most of the questions that people pay for one-on-one mentorship, I'll answer them here. If you want to DM me a chart or your P&L or something of that nature, do it. You don't have to. I really don't like. Yeah, maybe introductory stuff, huh?
Buy him some lunch.
Yeah, DoorDash me.
Right, get anything out of him, you DoorDash him.
Yeah, there you go. Joining monthly soon. Got to be around my people and no fair value gap SMT weirdos. Yeah, that'll do it. All right, so Starbucks looking good. Marvel on the hourly. Oh Lord. Yeah, I know what you're looking for. Yeah, I have the trade set up right here. So you have a little gap down there, so maybe a retest into the 8330s, but other than that, you're looking for an orb breakout, opening range breakout. So this is where orb is useful, right? Another strategy, which I don't think orb is a strategy. It's incomplete. Like, oh, I take calls on pre-market highs and puts at pre-market lows. Like, that's a great way to get your ass handed to you. But when the orb is appropriately lined up with a level that needs to break, ooh-wee. That's Orb, and that's 87.14 if you do. So it looks good. Saw me talk about Regatti. I see INQ being interesting too. Yeah, I am interested in Regatti. Now I'm not going to let this tension get to my head, but I am I'm going to be watching it today pretty closely. And what I would go ahead and do is start setting alerts everywhere. Is it going to be useful if it starts retesting things? But the tension on Regatti just screams, I'm finna break, and I'm finna do it hard. So whether that's a breakdown, oh yeah, dude. Like, listen, this is boxception. We got a box in a box inside of a range. Amazon packaging. Beautiful. So we could look for it.
About the bus.
Mm-hmm. So let's tell the story, right? How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times at the top. How many times at the bottom? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Low, tap, bounce, hold, right? You're still today opening underneath those green candles. So what would a green candle engulfing this likely do? And not only that, what signs could we look for? Do we have a lot of wicks at the same mark? Yes. But if a body of a candle closes in the wicks, wicks are not control. This is control. That's where you let price settle. That is just a point of rejection, right? And I'm sure on a lower time frame it's a point of control. But if that's the higher time frame point of control and you close in those wicks green, you're going higher. But you also have to think about what that does to sellers. Sellers, that many times, that many attempts, that many pushes down, if they don't do their job, which they started, the job got started, but like now there's just a bunch of people standing around watching. And it's just sitting now back in range. So we don't have to do rocket science here. We just have to have common sense.
Hey, Potter, real fast, Potter. When you're telling us that, right? You're saying the candle has got to close in that area, right?
Yeah.
Not just hit it. It can hit it and go back, but it's got to close.
Yeah. On the 24-hour, yes. So like what I'm saying is something. It's something to look for. So a lot of the times, what I'll do is when I see control and then I see wicks, a lot of wicks above that. That's where I don't like. It is very clear that on the 2-hour, they made an extended effort to close price down below 25.77. So regardless of their wicks, that's their strength. Break their strength, and the wicks are just a minor obstacle. And what that does is it disrupts the tension that's within this range and pushes sellers out. And so that's really what we're looking to do is by closing, and we can look for maybe a lower time. As soon as you go to the 4-hour, it becomes the whole box, right? Plain and simple. So we would have to have a different intraday plan if it happened quickly. But if we're looking for confirmation that we are going to continue higher, that's what we need to see.
That's why you'll see a lot of movement, like within the last minute of a candle, right?
Yes. Yeah, actually, that's really interesting you say that. That's cool that you noticed it as well. As you get towards the end of a higher time frame candle, you'll see it go to settle. It'll find its price and hold it. especially on those hourly candles that like dump really, really quickly and they hit a floor, but they don't close underneath it. Candles want to settle. So they'll find that settling place, and it's the closes outside of them that disrupt that feng shui, if you will. So be humble. Sit down.
That's good stuff, bro.
Yeah, man. Listen, if you are just now watching my stream here on TikTok, please don't buy my course. Please don't buy anything. If this is your first time, I know there's a lot of first-time people watching me. Please make an educated decision. I'm not reverse psychologing you. I want people in my Discord who want to become independent traders. If that's not you, not the place for you to be. If you do want to become an independent trader because you know signals aren't going to work for you because they don't work for anybody long term, welcome. All right. IO and Q being interesting, quant stocks is okay. Oh, you are correct, aren't you? Yeah, good find. Look at Philo, dude. This dude's yeah, that is an identical setup. The only difference, hold on, is it doesn't have the empty space. So Rigotti over IO and Q, but the tension is tension, and tension attracts me. Don't tell my wife that. But yeah, it is. Look at that. In the centroid of the mechanism. The issue here is the lack of empty space. So what are some clear things? Are we sitting above a major share, almost basically on it, but the top is cost basis. Okay, so you are trying your absolute hardest to stay in the game. And that sort of effort can pay off if you persevere. And that's what persevering looks like, is not falling. Now, you did yesterday, but you held your shit together. So like Rigotti, right? And that's tight tension. That's gonna break. It's this, it's that, right? It's this to that. It's all of that to this. But this, I mean, you're not seeing that sort of tension anywhere. Time for school? I know. Fine. My wife told you. All right. Have a great day, okay?
Almost reminds me of the PLTR tension.
Bye, baby. God, I love that kid, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I look at this, I only see 73. But it does not have as clear of a setup as Rigotti does. Oh, 4 hour. There is pockets, so like that's good. Like when you see these pockets, that's what lower time frame analysis is supposed to do, right? It's supposed to get, so now, oh, there we go. Okay, so I just set up the rest of that trade. We're definitely looking over 55. The target beyond that would be 61.21, and then at that point, yeah, I'm looking here, 71. I remember when that kid was a baby rocking to the back, dude, right? Yeah, man. She's all grown up, dude. All right. What are we looking at now? TXN making moves. Yeah. So I had an overhead target. Oh, no shit. So pretty close, right? Maybe give or take just a few cents, but $200 was that overhead target that has been an overhead resistance for TXN resoundingly over the years, and so there's also a gap fill there at 201 on the weekly that I suspect you are likely going to fill. So that was an excellent punchback through this box right here. You had to retest the floor because it's fucking TXN. But you did get that empty space filled. And again, this is just every time you see me go through a chart, especially ones that have already worked out, pay attention to where the price action flows and where it does not. Yo, rise and shine. Thank you for the roses, brother. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, all I have to say about Elf is wealth. I'm sorry, that was corny. But straight up, this shit's going quite well. It's pushing up against. Fuck the channel. Get rid of it. Throw it in the trash. We're now just focused on the empty space above you. Obviously, we're not. I'm not in options. I am in an insane amount of equity here, and the goal is 122. But the first overhead resistance will be, of course, the wick and the body at $98. Today we are, of course, up above all of those resistance points that we created yesterday and the day before. So we're gonna move down into a lower time frame. And again, this is long, so you know I'm not I'm not making major plans. Like there's major levels and they're mostly on the 4 hour, right? I don't want to lose 86.64. So even if we did, I would still hold. I wouldn't be out. I have too good of an average, so. Just check the website out. Definitely getting that soon. I'm not going anywhere, man, so. Oh. Holy shit. Am I going to heaven? Yo, look at that, Ivy. I'm about to go to heaven. Sorry, guys. I'm being raptured right now. The sun just came up through my window. You're the chosen one.
What's the whole neighborhood sitting on your lawn watching through the window?
No. The sun. If you look on TikTok, I'm just extremely bright.
Oh.
I look like an angel. Yeah, Ivy just posted it. All right, let's go. Do I get banned a lot? Yes, I do. It's just the life that I live. Even my kids know that I get banned a lot.
Why is he asking? Is he the banner?
Is he the banner? Yeah, we're looking at we're currently on the hunt.
One
All right.
person, and you're right. Can one person actually do that?
No. You'd have to pay a lot of money, but Alibaba, did you swing this? If you swung this, so again, you know, Alibaba is not my strong suit here. And I've even gone as far lately because of its lack of structure. And I've told people this, it's okay to use this in times of need. And I know this sounds silly, but it's those little tiny V's or M's, right? That really are not boxes, but structure. So that's going to be my first immediate target. I don't hardly ever do this, but that is, if you look, that is where you're hitting now. Now I'll move down into a lower time frame where that now turns into a box, and it's going to be 178.50, and from there it would give you a target of 182.60 and 186.61. So I do have a Twitter, but I'm not really on it like that. Yeah, I got a YouTube channel. I have an Instagram, I think. I said I think. That's crazy.
I was literally sitting here wondering about that. I was like, yo.
It's not even the right Ivy. That we gotta change that. That's not even the right IG. That's the old one. Yeah, let's fix that today if we can. More. If anybody can reshare the stream before 100 people get on here. Damn, it's only 8:39. Yeah, we'll take a look at it. Keep dropping your requests, guys. So what are we looking at? IRN? RIR? So it did leave a gap up ahead. There is empty space within this chart. So if you're watching IRIN, you know, I totally understand. But as far as empty space is concerned, that is filled. And this is so cool because it shows you how price behaves when it gets there, right? It got there and it came back. It retested what it broke out from. And now you are trapped and building. Now, it's not bad to be building above where you need to be building. And it is good that you have been holding what you need to hold. On a lower time frame, this might give away what exactly needs to happen. It does. So you're at cost basis. You need a candle outside of 55.60 to go fill that gap, bust through, and hit 59.23. When that gets held, things are going to get weird. 66.50. So, Steamboat Special. There is a. I think there is a discount right now. It should be on the website. If it's not, then we do. Yes, every once in a while. But the focus should always be the workshop. That's the most important thing that I have. All right, BA. Yeah, I don't trust it, but obviously you guys know that we're looking for 254.06. We need strong momentum off of the bell. But that is the next target overhead, followed by that 258.80. So INTC earnings tonight. That thing could have already priced its earnings in, my brother. It does have more empty space, so I cannot take that away from you. It's not my kind of earnings setup, but I mean, 57.87 could be a potential target overhead. If not, this could usher in a potential retest, which would likely happen around $50. 50, yeah, 50. Tesla. Yeah, the weekly still got me pretty convinced downside right now, but when I look at the 24-hour, it seems to be shifting. So it's 44.26. That's the cost basis on the 24-hour and 4-hour time frame. Once that's broken, there's a structure up ahead and a gap to go fill at 247. There is structure in front of you, like here, but one step at a time. So I think 443 should give you 458. But today is also going to be a day where you need to hold on to the things that you reclaimed yesterday. So let's see here. Yeah, QQQ. So we swung, well, some of us swung the ETFs. The QQQ right now is still being held down by the top of this box. So it might need a at the bell retest, which could look like a tap down here at 620. If 620 is unable to hold, and I'll be measuring that, then we could be, yes, looking for a gap fill to the downside. My goal here, and based on the chart, I have a target today to the upside above our pre-market highs of 624. 624. That is my target to the upside for any runners. So we've had an amazing week, guys. So, you know, if today the wave crashes and it starts chopping, the volatility dies out, be okay, be ready to back off. If that's you, might not be you. I'll probably be personally, I like SPY a lot still because SPY has more empty space or more to go. So we'll be watching that one too as well. We're watching Rigotti, watching Elf. I swung Meta. I'm a swing trader, by the way. So for the most part, you know, that's the majority of the stuff that I like to do. I swung Meta, so I'm going to be taking profit. So if you follow me, you're going to be probably in these situations where you're waking up and you're looking to take profit rather than find it. So you can use my system however you want, though. I didn't swing CRWV. Me neither, dude. ONDS. A lot of overhead pressure. In fact, we talked about this one needing to go over 1420, and it failed. So now I would be looking at the lower time frame. So you still have a chance. You still have a chance. I think what needs to be established here, though, is a little bit cleaner. So So you kind of have a good area. I mean, right here is obviously the floor that needs to be recovered. There's a little retest up into the 1350s that could happen over your orb if you can find a floor. But I mean, as far as a 24-hour, as far as a good setup on the 24-hour, you need to you have to be underneath 1183 to take that. It is a good empty space trade down all the way to 975, so it's not bad. CRWV. Oh man, you're okay. You're okay. Your pre-market high is the top of the, look at this, the tops and the bottoms of 24-hour candles. I'm telling you, if you're doing top-down analysis, you're going to find like, oh, let me drop that there. Bam, that's the point of contact. And as you move down, it'll still be working. Wow. All right. So CRWV clearly needs to get outside of yesterday's open, and its first target would be $100.29, followed by the gap of 101. You will have an imbalance target right here, or resistance, but I think with the gap above, you should be okay. Good morning. What's up, Bob? Oh, dude.
What's up, guys?
Good morning, brother. Buenos dias.
Buenos dias.
No, you didn't sound like you meant that. Sound a little scary. He said, Buenos dias.
Get boss off.
I like the music. Cool. I know. I'm starting to think about a second career as a DJ.
Oh yeah.
DJ Potterbox.
You had to come on to that feel like summer song, bro.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. Every trader should have a weakness. This is mine. Right? All-time highs is my weakness. I do not have an edge. I don't have any sort of targeting system. So with SanDisk, everything is speculative. And nothing except for the 15-minute holds any sort of structure. So if you trade it, it's going to require a lot of your time, right? The first target at the downside is going to be a 15-minute box. Actually, 5-minute is more than likely where those boxes are clear. So as of right now, and again, this is not something that I would ever trade. I just leave it alone. That's just my thing. I'm trying to find the next one. You know, whatever it may be, I want to find the next one. So if it's already ripped, I'm over it. And I get shorting it sometimes. That makes sense. But even then, you know, it's like MU. There's been many setups that might have had you thinking that it was going to pull back. And sure as shit, the next morning, it's up fucking another $10. Your blue eyes are my weakness as a trader, of course. Oh my God. Starting early today.
You like it, cabrón.
I don't know if I do, man. I'm just numb to it now. Yeah.
Start losing money. See how your eyes turned then.
I swear that trader had red eyes. Holy shit. He's a demon. So I would like to see Lulu retest, but it honestly, it has the protection program to do it. You don't want this thing to rip up fast because it would likely rip back down. So I would say right now, retest that 190 and look over that 193. You'll have, that's a weird ass candle. But I would be targeting nothing less than 197 off the first pop. So. Amazon the same way. Do I mind looking at Amen? Amen. Yeah, Amazon's looking good. Amazon looks good. First target through the range. All right, lesson time. Ready? Well, hold on a second. That has to be a range, right? Now you do get a bounce, and it's the same thing, right? 50% mark still is important, but it's going to be over the top at 250. But you have a beautiful gap. Gravity is pulling you in upside down. 236.38, and then obviously you can start looking towards cost basis, which is going to also simultaneously be your gap. So that's all. That's all, folks. Realizing your weakness is pretty awesome. Most can't do that. You know what it help? Well, you know what helps? Letting that ego go, man. Let go of my ego. You gotta let it go, dude. You can't be. Why do I need to be good at trading all-time highs? You know? Why? Why do I need to be a day trader? My goal is to make money. Trade the chart. Why do I need to, make it espresso tonic every morning? Because it's my weakness. Anakin, you're not invited in here, dude. Get out. You're banned. Oh, dude, he just turned around and walked right back out. At least he listens, dude. Let's go.
When he wants to.
He just turned around and walked right back out, I swear to God. A little shit.
He was like, fuck you, Dad. I'm out of here.
Yeah, Starbucks probably should have already been a purchase. The contracts are just going to be more expensive for that reason. So after a pullback, maybe get back in there. But all right, let's see here. Uber. Now, Uber has a kick-ass lower time frame setup. I haven't gone to the higher time frame. The higher time frame's a little sketchy, but it's still there. I can still see it. Yeah. Something like that. But so the 4 hour, right, does have us close to completing a punchback. And what's above this? Oh boy, this thing could be sweet. This is a great setup. I'm going to say it again. This is a great setup. Okay? Floor, 86 doll hairs. Cost basis, or we're not going to call that a cost basis. Shut your mouth. 87. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. But that's all empty. So really, we're just ranging it out. You have 87.50, right? Now, obviously, you could look for a break over 85.55 today, if we get that, and go for the 86.30 break into that empty space. But it's what's beyond it that really offers more, right? In the most recent price action, we have, oh my God, dude, I'm going to lose my mind. That's how I figured out my system. That's how I figured out my system right there. It was those moments where I was like, yo, no way, what the fuck was that? That's it, right? So 50%. Now we can go ahead and mark out our floor. And what's in between us and this? Nothing. Except for maybe one green candle, which, yeah, we have to factor in. So it's a good setup. It's carrying an uptrend. It is traveling inside of a Chanel. Something like that. Let me pin this. There it is. So if it wants to chop more, it's gonna. So make sure you have your target or your levels marked out. I think the hourly is pretty damn clear, and the fact that you've gapped up inside of it could call for maybe a little more chop, but I will set my alerts on that one as well. Now, can anybody in the Discord tell me what contracts? I'm gonna show you a price. You tell me what contracts I'm looking for. Anybody in here, if you're learning, not if you've been in here forever, don't answer. If I'm aiming up here, how many weeks of expiration am I looking for? Real quick.
Like 6? 3 weeks.
Jesus Christ.
5.
I like the 4 to 5 week expiration. Correct.
45.
4 to 5. 6, 7.
That looks 24.
Right? Now, what if I want to take it here?
You're on the hourly, bro. So
I am on the hourly.
3?
Yeah.
3.
But it's still a 24-hour setup, remember?
24. Okay.
Everything
Yeah.
translates from the higher time frame to the lower time frame. So So if I want to take it, right, let's say outside of 86 all the way here, what are we looking at?
About 3
weeks.
About
3
two
weeks.
2 to 3
2
weeks.
weeks.
That's right.
Right.
Now, let's say this thing does this. And it doesn't lose anything, right? And instead of just sitting here, we get an opening candle up here, it retests. At that point, right, if we're looking to just trade, well, it could be today, but what are we looking for expiration? To just here.
If
On
it's
it.
Monday, Tuesday, weeklies.
There you go.
End of week.
Today, next week, right?
If it's
But
Thursday,
Monday,
Friday next
that
week.
week's. That's right. So short
Well, it'd be the
expiration.
week after, yeah.
Right. So short expiration over 86.35 up to 87.62. Add a week
If you're
for the rest.
Potter, the fucking the 0 DTEs for snow.
Yeah, maybe sometimes, but do you have a group where you signal trades? I'm going to repeat this again. Signals do not work long term. I want you to go find somebody who you have seen make it to financial freedom and bring them to me. I need to see them. I need to talk to them. I have never met a single soul, because here's what's happening, and I'm going to make this really quick. If you start taking signals, it's going to go really well. It's going to go really well for about 2 weeks. Tell me if this isn't you. And then you're going to start learning. You're going to get a piece or pieces of education, because the person who's teaching you needs to be able to put the blame on you when his trades don't work out. So now you have pieces of information and everything starts going downhill. How many people have gone through that exact scenario? You start signals, goes well, and then within a couple of weeks of you learning just anything, all of a sudden it all falls apart and you're fearful and all the, right?
That'd be me.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many people who say the same thing. This is because you
Learn the
can't.
strategy first.
And then
You
you,
are-
got to get
you-
over your anxiety because you have some wins, and
Yeah,
it's like you
yeah.
get all excited. Now
Yep.
I'm starting to calm down a little bit, starting to concentrate just a little bit,
And also find
now
this-
I'm getting into the 24-hour. That's what I need to concentrate more on, is the 24-hour
right.
for my signals where I
Mhm.
need to go.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. But here's psychologically what's happening, right? You ever heard of beginner's luck, dumb luck? The fact that you don't know anything is the biggest edge that you have. That's actually your edge. You don't know anything. So either you stay stupid and you reject all education except for how to buy and sell, and you follow blindly. Good luck still. But that's, as soon as you have pieces of information, those now fly in like fucking meteorites every single time you get a signal. And now you're trying to do analysis with no analysis, with that even a strategy. You're trying to put in a trend line, and oh no, that's broke, and the big red candle's moving fast. And so signals don't work. There is no shortcuts. It's an easy thing to sell. I could be making millions of dollars right now, for sure, just doing that, but I know it doesn't work. You have to, and it's not impossible. I think it's just like the intimidation, just like anything you start, is like, I can't do that. Nah, you can. If you go, I want you to go look at Team Bull. I want you to go look at Jay Dunn from Team Bull Trading. I want you to look at the shape of his head and come back and tell me that you can't be smarter than him. Come on, dude. I don't mean to make fun of his head, but goddamn. But straight up, some of these dudes with Q-tip haircuts, you really think they got more common sense strategy than you do? No, they're just good marketers. So it is possible, and a lot of people inside of a Discord will tell you this, it is possible to learn a strategy, get really good at it, and be able to spot what looks good and go into a trade without anxiety, because you know, right, what is above and what is below, or mechanically speaking, right? Remember yesterday on UNH live, if you guys were in the Discord, he asked me, how do I know whether I should get out or not? And all I did was show him my system. And what did it do? It held. So anyway, you have to learn this. And if you feel discouraged by that, then back off. This isn't for you. Or nut up. And just like anything else in life, you're going to have to do it. You got to suck it up. If you want something in life, you're going to have a strategy for it. Period. Business. If you want to become a fucking underwater sea welder, you got to have a strategy. Okay? All right. Anyway. Yeah, they make all their money selling funded accounts. Yeah, trust me.
Every job requires a strategy to be successful.
Every single one of them, man. Even if you're trying to like steal somebody's job, dude, you got to have a strategy. You know what I mean?
Right. You want to fucking have an uprising, you got to have a strategy.
That's right. That's right. Any resistance group knows this well.
What am I
You
going to
want
steal
to
this next job?
you want to steal members, you got to have a strategy.
Yeah. I look at the shape of Jay Dunn's head and I
Even
say,
if you want to steal
anybody can do
Greenland,
this.
you need to have a strategy.
Yeah, if you're gonna steal Greenland, you gotta threaten people, and then you gotta be like, just kidding, my boy, just kidding. We're not gonna do that, but we could, and we could fucking wipe you out doing it. Anyway, but all right, let's take a look at Beta Electronics, whatever the hell this is. Looks like you're sitting on cost basis right now. This is a good place to be making decisions because this is a good place. This is the birthplace of a box. I can see a little box forming in here, but you have beautiful empty space up above you. This is the #1 thing that we are targeting. By the way, if you are on TikTok and you're ready to pay me money, you know you could be just learning this by watching right now and then asking questions and making sure that you feel good about the decision and that you're not making an impulsive decision based off of one thing that I said. I'm teaching people how to be independent traders. You can go to my YouTube channel as well. I'm going to be uploading more and more videos throughout the next couple of weeks. I uploaded a video, or I had a video yesterday, but I kept stuttering. It was bothering me. I couldn't do it. That's one thing I'll tell you about content creation, dude. I'd be filming stuff sometimes. I'll chuck my camera, dude. I'll say the same sentence or be about done recording something, and then I'll just say the wrong word and I'll throw it in the trash. So Shopify did, yeah. Wow. So since you mentioned this one, right? Now, everybody, what did I just teach you guys? Remember on RGTI? Remember what we talked about? Like this candle pulled you up. This candle went and retested. That candle closes in the wicks. That is your signal. That candle right there. You didn't have to stare at it all day. You could have came towards the end of the day. The floor has been lost. Obviously, what happens when you lose this floor? We see retracements to 146, and we see retracements to the floor. So now that you're at the floor, we're going to gauge responses. We do have a gap down below, but we also have lower time frame empty space back up. So here's the deal. If you rip up first, you're going to leave that gap behind, and this could serve as a rejection point. So if you are really bullish, hopefully you wick, drop, bounce, and then you would be able to, I think, get a little bit more mustard, a little bit more out of that for a potential retest up to 155. So.
Is my box okay? You,
Do I look like a doctor?
area?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man, you are. You're a big doctor.
A big doctor.
Come on, man.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Blue-eyed doctor.
A big blue
We
eye.
were all thinking it. We were all thinking it.
Which one is that one?
This
Hold on.
conversation got wild.
Yeah, I have issues sometimes. Hold on one second. Let me look at your chart.
Dare I say it gets hard
It's
sometimes.
on Thinkorswim. I'm sorry.
I see it. I see it. So that's
It
the
gets
only
hard
issue is
sometimes.
as far if that's a box, no, right? Because we want to focus always. If you were to say box, right? And this is if you're on the 24-hour, right? It's okay to it's not okay to do this, right? And just say that's a box. If these are levels based off of this old box, totally get it. Just want to make sure that I'm making that clear. But if we're looking at the most recent price action, this would be a range, right? We're always focused on the most recent price action because the most recent price action has adapted to the structure that came before it, therefore moving it around and making it more important. So the 50% mark, which is also that 143 I just showed you on the lower time frame, that would be first, right? It would then be over 149.62 that you would be looking for that retest. right? And same thing, obviously, to the downside. Now, this one does have a solid play down with a couple of small targets in between you and that floor, but this is obviously the right way to do it. Now, how do you interpret whether it's going to do it? When you pop up and you hit support or you hit a floor, the immediate reaction or even the way that you got there was very quickly, right? No structure built. You pop up, retest, the candle gets eaten. Those are going to be signs that we could be seeing continuation of the downside. But I do not short floors for this reason alone. They bounce. They always respond. And that's where you wait for a retest or something a little bit more clear. Yeah, that is what she said. What is the Discord? It's on potterstockstrading.com. The most important thing that I have is the Potterbox Workshop, which teaches you my strategy that I built. APP. So this is one of those charts where I cannot say, right, you have neither gained nor have you lost anything major. Now you are inside of similarly to that range that we just talked about. So what do we do here, guys? We drop down because the higher time frame doesn't make any sense. All right, this music right now has got me, I feel like I'm inside of a 2080 rave right now or something.
Washing machine.
Washing machine. That's a good one. What are we doing today, guys? Should we go tribal house music? More trapping in Japan? Desert guitar music? Trapping. Traplicious. All right. So, what do we have here? 4 hour, nothing really, only a range. So we'll dive down a little bit deeper. We're going to look for more detail, right? We know we're still on the higher time frame, but we're looking for more detail. So now I'm starting to see that there might be a little range right here, but I'm going to keep dropping. Okay, so really not much of any nothing structural here at all. The only thing structural is what is above us. Lower time frame boxes, including the one that you are in now. So over 554, 550, 161. Now, again, you're noticing I really, actually, when I look at this, with the empty space back above you, what needs to happen is that wide fluctuation in price, these typically create channels. So you want to maybe wick quick, but ultimately over that pre-market high, and you want to try to get to 5. And this is if you're bullish. This is the setup that we would want to see in order to get that play, which honestly is a great setup. It's a great setup. Period. End of story. That's a great setup, and it's a beautiful setup for a potential channel. But that's what needs to happen. Any loss of 531.50, that's null and void. The channel's incomplete. So. Or did anyone... Does he buy a lot of... does he buy a lot of options to show the winners, or does anyone genuinely profit? Does anybody in here genuinely profit?
Is that a serious question?
Yeah, they're brand new. We're not being facetious, no. Yes, obviously I don't want to answer on the behalf of everybody else, but the gains that I'm actually showing you right here are not mine. Those are because what's more important? Every fucking guru does the same shit, right? I take a quick 30-second trade with a huge amount of capital, and I show a fatty scalp gain, and then try to reel people in with that, knowing that they'll never be able to do anything remotely close without having the same amount of capital, but I do it anyway. But these, what you're looking at, those are all real. And if you look at the percentages, there's $100 to $1,000. Yeah, look at the percentages, baby.
It's all real.
I love this one. I love El Shivo's gains, bro. He always posts something hilarious. Yeah. And this is, obviously you could say that, well, yesterday was a really good day, dude. I can scroll blindfolded And look, I'm scrolling up right now. Just not even
every
looking.
day.
Yeah, every day
I think
something.
it's
Look
every
at
day.
it. Look. I literally just scrolled to some random place. 1000% on IWM right there. 300% on SPY. Yeah. So we really do this. Well, I teach people how to do that. That's what my service is. I teach people how to do it, and then collectively we all do it together. If this was a conversation behind closed doors without context, yeah, it would have been weird. All right, what else do we got? Where can you learn the strategy? You can learn it on my YouTube, or you can learn it on the workshop if you want it all in consolidated order. The workshop on my website I poured my heart and soul into that. All right, yeah, drop your request, guys. It's 9:10. 9:10. Also, if you're in these live streams every day, you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn. Yeah.
Potter, can
Yeah,
you
what's up?
check Gotti again?
Yeah.
One
What's
last
up? He said one last time.
No, I missed it.
So we got a little gap up this morning. It did grab hold of a floor, but it left that gap behind. So with the way Rigotti, or with how much volume is overhead on Rigotti, I'm making sure that I'm obviously, I'd like to see that gap fill, but I'd like to see a candle in that 25.33 or on the 24 hour above 25.75. That would be a starter position, and I would be aiming more than likely into the 30s on that. So, but we also need to say, I want everybody to keep your bias unbiased until the chart says, right? Because what do we also have? And this is okay, right? It's okay to be in an area of consolidation and weigh out both options if, only if, there is empty space, which is the key to all the plays we take on both sides. There's empty space up to 34. There's empty space down to 17. So if we were to lose the floor here by the end of the day, we could see continuation. Also, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Megamind.
Oh my God. He's going to take that head back to his old high school and show his principal. All right. If you get that, that's funny. He drove his Lambo back to his old high school to flex on his principal.
Y'all must be talking about Chrome Dome Jadome.
Yeah, dude. Oh, gold's, whatever resource this had is lost its resource. It actually filled up empty space to its left before retracing, getting pulled back down and retesting. So now your whole life is going to be spent inside of this candle. And it's actually not that hard to figure out though. So you gotta, so here's what you'll do, right? We'll go to the 30-minute here. Your first target overhead is going to be 150. The first, you're going to split this. This is an odd setup. I don't ever do shit like this. You're going to split that in a quarter, right? Because it's all on the lower time frame, you need to hang on to 125. You need to clear that 137. That'll be a stress test. And then at that point, you'll be looking at 150. If you still have the momentum, I would expect a 175 retest by the end of it. This is also a wide fluctuation in price, which is the birthplace of trend. I've been watching Potter for more than a year now. Just now decided to get the workshop. Potter makes it work with explanation, confirmations, and common sense. Hell yeah, dude. Control the ego. Apple? You know, I think in this case, an apple a day will actually make the doctor rush to your side. Because you're going to need it. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, this is the birth. This is Chop City, right? Potential Chop City. So this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna create the old box and the new box. Where are you? In between the goddamn both of them. So what do we expect? A fight. This is where you have a signal and you don't have to guess, right? The obvious retest level being right around that 255. All right, 5 minutes and what was that sound? TikTok and YouTube will be shutting off. We'll be just inside of the Discord, y'all. And I'll see you guys at 2 o'clock, or 2 o'clock in the afternoon as we go and scroll for swing trades. I do want to mention that this week has been incredible. I've been riding the waves. I'm sure a lot of you guys have been too. So that means if I see signs that that wave may end, the surfboard gets put back on the beach and we wait. Hey, Anakin, get out of here, dude.
Did you say that you were going to do something this year, like not like a Maui Fool, but it's the only thing that comes to mind, like a long-term?
Yeah, I am. I'm working on that right now.
Sort of thing?
Yeah,
All right, cool.
I'm writing it up right now. I'm one of those people who I'm like I'll be like, oh yeah, it's ready to put out, and then I'll look at it and be like, no, it's not, and then I'll do more shit on it. So.
Are you looking at any of the quantum ones, like Rigetti or like Ionic or any of those? All right,
yeah,
all right.
a lot of the charts that I go over in this newsletter are going to be on monthly and weekly perspectives. You know, with entries and or entries already taken, plus price targets, potential floors and things that we need to recover in order to get there. And then, you know, I'm not one to be a fundamentalist, but I will be including like future events that we should be looking for as potential catalysts. So.
All right, awesome. No, I think your system works really well as far as finding great entries, especially to park your money for, you know, several months, years, whatever.
Yeah, it is. That if anything, if you know, my brain starts fading away and I can only buy, I can't trade anymore like that. This system just for equity purchases, man, like that'll be something I teach my kids. Like if I ever catch my kids DCAing, dude, oh my God.
Well, you'll be able to give them enough money that they won't have to day trade.
Yeah, well, my goal is to not necessarily give them money, but help prop them up to achieve whatever it is that they want to do in their life. So that way they don't have to day trade. You know what I mean? Both of my kids want to be like, my son wants to be Banksy, like so bad. That's his idol, which is just great for me. You know, so it's just awesome.
Yeah, my daughter's an artist. That's what I tell her. I'm like, you find your passion and I'll take care of the rest. You know, I'll fund it. You know, just find your passion.
Yeah, 100%. And nowadays, I think, you know, I've told my kids too, well, and, you know, I'm not going to say it in the same way when they're older, but like in this, if the economy's we're building a compound. I'm building them a house on the property and we're just going to build a compound so that way the bills are all consolidated. Plus, we need more of that shit, you know?
Like the Godfather.
Yeah, straight up. And I recently got the workshop, and I will say it has helped me tremendously so far. Hell yeah. Yeah, if you do want to sit in with us, I have a monthly. You cannot talk in the Discord, but you can sit in with us while we trade. While they talk, you can kind of get a feel for it. If you decide to join any of the other things, the workshop or the yearly, you get that $80 back. I stole that from TTI. All right. I did. I thiffed it. All right. So again, just to, as we close into the bell, for those of you guys on TikTok and YouTube, I'm taking profit on Meta because Zuck, and I'm leaving runners to go up into the 636 area. That'll be over the highs of January 13th. But all right. Good luck out there. TikTok, YouTube. We'll see you guys at 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. Allahu Akbar. All right, bye.
You called me today at 7:45 in the morning.
I missed your call yesterday.
And 7:40 in the morning was a perfect time to return it. Nice.
Yeah, it's when I felt it, you know.
Nice.